Hi everyone, this is Michael Bledstein. I have a request from Creeperboy223 to talk about movies I got autographed that are science fiction movies. So that's an interesting conversation. One of the films that I talked about before, I'm going to talk about again because it's my favorite science fiction movie, and also I have an additional autograph, Inner Space. The brand new autograph that I got, not in terms of this year, but a few years ago after I did that first video, is Dennis Quaid. This is Dennis Quaid here, or here, it's the same character. As you can see, Joe Dante, William Shallert, and Bob Picardo. I talked about those three on the other video. With Dennis Quaid, I met him at a celebrity golf tournament in Pasadena. He was actually the host that year. He also signed another science fiction film that I'm going to talk about at the very end. But right now, I'm just going to talk about this movie. I think this is a wonderful movie that builds a lot of different stories and genres. It's about this Navy test pilot, played by Dennis Quaid, who undergoes a miniaturization experiment where he's put in this little spaceship and it gets miniaturized into a needle and is supposed to be injected into a laboratory rabbit to find out what's wrong with the rabbit for sickness issues. So he has monitors to see everything that the rabbit sees and hear everything the rabbit hears. But the problem is, other scientists want this experiment for themselves, so they break in and steal it, and it leads to this huge chase where the needle unintentionally gets injected into the body of a man, an ordinary man in a mall, played by Martin Short. And it has to deal with all these complications of how to get back to the lab and how to get the other chip for re-enlargement, because there's two chips. One is inside the pod, and the other one has been stolen. So they have to get the stolen chip and make sure that Dennis Quaid comes back to be re-enlarged. And this movie has basically everything. It has so many different science fiction elements involving miniaturization, re-enlargement, the inside of the human body, a character that is half human, half robot, also a character that is re-enlarged into the human body for a fight to the death between the miniaturized character and the re-enlarged character, and other characters that get miniaturized outside of the human body towards the end of the movie where they get miniaturized in the real world, and face manipulation. This movie has everything. It also has lasers literally tearing through layers of skin and all these different areas of the human body. As a matter of fact, when I went to a Q&A for the 25th anniversary of this movie, when Joe Dante was there, Joe Dante says that none of this was actual human body footage. This was all created from scratch for his movie, and it won Best Visual Effects at the Academy Awards. This is the only movie from Joe Dante's career to both be nominated and win an Academy Award, and he even thinks this is his best film, and I agree with him. And this is just a wonderful movie. It's very funny and exciting, and has all these elements in it, and it still holds up wonderfully today. Back to the Future. Of course, it's a timeless film. It has lots of excitement and laughs and energy and emotion. And the autographs I got here are Leah Thompson, who plays the mom, and Claudia Wells, who plays the girlfriend of Marty McFly. I met Leah Thompson at the Aero Theater in Santa Monica, Claudia Wells at a celebrity convention in Hollywood, and I didn't say too much to either one of them, so I don't have a whole lot to discuss, but I really love this movie. It's a timeless film. This is a little hard to see because of all the brightness that is designed as sort of a holographic, almost 3D DVD cover that they did. But the autograph in red is of Lance Henriksen, who played a police chief in this movie. On top in silver is Michael Biehn. I met Michael Biehn at the New Beverly Cinema, and Michael Biehn just signed it MB. Lance Henriksen I met at the Monsterpalooza Celebrity Convention in Burbank. And I just want to show you that over here is Rick Rossovich. It's kind of hard to read. Rick Rossovich played the boyfriend of Ginger, who is Sarah Connor's roommate in The Terminator. I also met him at the New Beverly Cinema, but not at the same time as Michael Biehn. He's also an actor from the 80s who was in Top Gun, and he was in Roxanne, which is actually what we were watching at the New Beverly, Roxanne. And I think he said that he just retired from acting after the 80s, which is why he didn't make very much more. The other movie that I got autographed, which is also a Terminator movie, is Terminator 2 Judgment Day, signed by Edward Furlong. John Connor, yes, Edward Furlong signed this. I met him at the same celebrity convention that I met Linda Blair, which I talk about on my horror movies autographs, and where I met Henry Winkler. And so, yeah, I don't have many stories or memories to say of Edward Furlong. He just signed this, and that's all. I also met Dee Wallace, who played Elliot's mom in E.T. Her signature is down here to Michael Love D. Wallace. And over here is C.T. Howell, C. Thomas Howell. He played one of the friends of Elliot's big brother. And over here, where it says E.E., and then it says Pretty Girl after that, I met Erica Eleniak, who played a blonde girl in the classroom that Elliot kissed when the frogs were escaping. She would later play Ellie Mae Clampett in Beverly Hillbillies, the movie, and also played a character in Under Siege. I've met her a few times. She's very nice. Oh, and I have a photograph of me and Dee Wallace. This was taken at the Romans Bookstore in Pasadena. I also met Billy D. Williams. I met him at another celebrity convention. I think it was the same one that I also ran into Erica Eleniak again, but not at the same time when she signed E.T., because that was earlier. And yeah, Billy D. Williams, who of course is right here playing Lando Calrissian, he signed this DVD. I don't really have very much to say about him. I don't remember what I asked him about this movie, but he did sign it in blue ink, and that's very cool. I also met another Star Wars actor, Peter Mayhew. He plays Chewbacca. If you can tell, he didn't cross the T, and I said to him, well, why aren't you crossing the T? And he says, oh, I never cross the T. And I said, well, why not? And he says, well, that's how you know that it's my signature. I guess that's his way for you to know that he really did sign it and not someone else. I asked him how I got the role for Chewbacca, and he says, oh, it was just my height. So it was just really tall, and he thought I was right for the role. Pretty cool, huh? As a matter of fact, this was at the very first celebrity convention I ever went to. That was the same celebrity convention where I got the autograph from Beverly Washburn, who signed my DVD of Old Yeller. The final movie I'm going to talk about, autograph-wise, that I have for science fiction movies is also signed by Dennis Quaid. I met him at the same time, same place. I brought these two movies, and he signed both of them, which of course were Inner Space and Frequency. He signed it also in blue, down here. I think this is a very entertaining movie, and it deals with this middle-aged guy who has this ham radio. He's able to communicate with his deceased father just a few days before his father's passing, because it's the same ham radio that his father has used, saving the dad before his untimely passing and various things, but also it creates a lot of ripple effects in the future. Very clever story. So those are all the movies I have autographed. I also have other science fiction movies with no autographs. I love Close Encounters of the Third Kind. I also love District 9 and Super 8. I also have Jurassic Park. I have some other science fiction films I probably don't remember right now. But thank you for listening, and I hope you enjoyed the films that I got autographs on. Bye.